Check out my YouTube channel, Shittin' on the Road.
Ash and Zach are super smart. They went to college and learned a bunch of stuff. And Bo and Andrew didn't go to college because that's just the way life goes sometimes. What happens when you put them together and you try to make them learn? Grab your friends, let's listen together on Get Dumped on an Info Dump podcast. Take us in, Zach. Come on, I want to play this fucking game.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Get Dumped On.
No.
Why are you doing that voice?
I don't know. Cut that. cut that.
Never.
No, it's part of it. He never cuts anything.
I never
Hey,
cut
everyone. Welcome to Get Dumped On, an Info Dump podcast.
The
podcast where four friends get together and one of them dumps their special interest knowledge on the other three. Now you know what this is because you clicked on the episode. You saw the number. You know that this is episode 80. We're doing our guests on the tens situation. And for that, we have a special guest. But first, before we get into that, let us introduce the regular cast of the podcast, the regular podcast cast, the Cast Pod podcast cast, who is regularly on this episodes.
He's spiraling.
So first, we've got the guy who just talked. That's Andrew. Say hello, Andrew.
So you said an Info Dump podcast, but you yourself rebranded us as the Info Dump podcast, and then you went back. So I'm very confused right now.
I'm an inconsistent person. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Get Dumped on Info Dump podcast.
The Info Dump podcast.
Klaatu Barada necktie. And then next we have the other person who just spoke. That is Ash.
That's me.
That's Ash. And then you need to watch Army of Darkness and get back to me. And then we have Bo, who's the other member of the podcast regularly. Say hi, Bo, to the audience, but do it nicely, please.
Okay.
The evilest laugh.
Bo, attack him. Attack the audience.
Were you actively twirling your mustache as you were doing that? That was textbook right there.
Hello.
Oh, we're on NPR again.
Okay. And all right. And with that out of the way, I'm sufficiently disturbed. Let's introduce the guest host of the podcast. We have a returning friend. You know him. You love him. He's a friend of the pod. He's a friend of all of us. His name is Evan.
Thanks for having me back, guys. Still trying to figure out what Zach said about 2 minutes ago. I'm trying to.
You have to watch Army of Darkness and get back to him.
Okay. Don't know what that is, but let me write that down.
It's RoboCop, really.
Don't say
How do none of you know what
the R
Army
word.
of Darkness is?
Don't say the hard R word here, Bo.
Oh, that is that. Okay.
Is this such an integral part of like my formative experiences in
he's talking about
popular culture
Zach,
that I have no idea
What are we
how.
doing today?
So today we're playing a fun improv game. It's not really anything with winners and losers, but we brought Evan in so that he can determine who the winners and losers are.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So Evan will be our host. Now, Evan, do you want to introduce the game or shall I?
I just Venmo'd Evan $10.
Yes, as always.
I had an extra zero.
I too barely know what's going on, but can still be bought, everybody. Zach, I think you should, though. I think you have a firmer grasp on it.
All right, so the game that we're playing, and we can hash out the specificities of the rules because I'm feeling pretty loosey-goosey about this one. This is a game called World's Greatest Expert, also known as I Know a Guy. This is a fun little improv game. Essentially, the way that it works is that the host has a list of topics that we have provided to him. Evan, we will send you all of our lists.
I'm glad you said that because I don't have shit, and I got really scared for a second. I was like, was I supposed to come with stuff? Because I didn't.
I was not prepared. I'm scared.
I got a blank piece of paper right here in front of me. That's the best I got.
That's perfect. It's for improv.
Oh, you're right.
Use your mind.
We've each created a list of 5 topics, which will give you 20 topics to choose from. I initially decided on 20 topics because it meant that I could just roll a D20, but then we were like, we should get a third-party host in here. So if you have a D20, feel free to roll one. You can tell Google to roll a D20, or you can just pick one from the list that you think would be funny. That is completely up to you. So the way that this game works is that the host picks a topic from the list and says, hey, Bo, I heard that you're the world's greatest expert on topic X. And then Bo has to say, yes, I am the world's greatest expert on topic X, and then launch into a short improvised lecture or mini episode on said topic. You don't have to actually know anything, but you have to sound like you do. So if you're listening to this episode for educational content, don't trust anything that's said. What doesn't matter is that anything is true. What matters is that you believe it.
That is convincing.
Okay, so we're sending these to Evan.
And then we can ask the expert clarifying questions, right?
Yes. And so then it is thoroughly
Yes.
encouraged to ask questions to the expert.
Evan,
I think
did you get
Evan
a
and I...
message?
I did.
Okay.
I think
cool.
Evan and I decided that you can, throughout the episode, you have one interrupting question. Everybody gets one question interruption.
Everybody.
And then
Per
otherwise, no, throughout the whole episode, you get one
Just
interruption.
one. Okay.
But once the person is done, we'll have a
Oh,
question and answer
we're
session.
not going to interrupt him multiple times. You.
I will put the fucking hammer down, Bo. You are not going to interrupt at all today, except for your one that you're allowed to.
And are we going to have
Watching.
a time limit?
Within reason, I think.
Yeah, within reason.
I think that one I'll just be like, you know what? All right, we've had enough.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm going to roll with here. Is,
Shut the fuck up.
You know what? We've had enough.
Let's let Evan read through his list here.
Yeah, consolidate the list, get it all together.
Oh my. This is fantastic.
Now, I also had Ash, Andrew, and Bo create their topics without knowing what the game is entirely, because I thought that had a fun little extra aspect to the game.
Yeah, he told us just think of things.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
all he said.
I've thought of things, and so I have a list
So
of 5
we all wrote
things.
down 5 things that are just the most random things you could ever think of.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun.
Oh, this is going to rule.
And then I figured that we could hash out the specifics on the day. And now the day is today. So, yeah, the question is, how long should these be going? Does one interruption per the entire episode sound good? Or do you want to make it more so? Do we want
I
to
think
have
more.
it?
I think let's leave that up to Evan. If we interrupt, Evan, like a judge, has to be like either I'll allow it or sustain.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I like
okay.
this. I like
that.
I feel powerful.
I'm gonna wait. Hold on. I'm gonna Amazon same day Amazon you a gavel real quick. Hopefully it'll show up. By the time.
Okay, thank you. We have one close to us, so it might actually show up.
Yeah, there is.
I get same name shipping, so you can ship it to me, and I'll drive it to Evan
Okay, perfect.
if need be too.
There, perfect. Now, there is one thing that I want to say, which is more directed towards, this is for Ash, which is no fact checking. I don't want the questions to be fact checking questions.
I'm not going to fact check. No.
Okay, I want everyone to buy into whatever that person is saying.
I only care about fact checking when it's about spreading misinformation, but this is a game of misinformation.
Yeah.
And so you can just go hog wild, you know?
I'm so good at spreading misinformation.
All right, you guys let me know when you're ready to go, and we'll just start rolling with the first
All right,
topic.
I need like 10 more minutes.
How do we want to decide who goes? What's the order? Do you want to roll like a D4?
I think it's just Evan. Just let Evan do it. He's game
All
master.
right, yeah. Evan, fucking however you want to approach it.
Oh, I got a random number or a number randomizer up right now. We can just go
Perfect.
with closest to. How about we go 1 to 100, and I'll generate
6.
the number right now.
7.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Bo, what's your number?
7.
7.
You're not listening?
Okay. I heard it, but I wasn't sure if you were
Stop
serious. or not.
attacking Evan.
I gave you a chance.
He wasn't able to attack the people in the beginning. Now he's attacking Evan.
Yeah, I gave you a chance, man, to get
Shut the
out
fuck
of it.
up, you're
but
next, Andrew.
You went for
Oh
it.
god,
All right.
it's coming for me.
I'm going up my list. Zach, what do you got?
37.
37. Andrew, what do you got?
6. Or wait, can I change my number?
Yeah, sure.
No, but Andrew said 6.
100.
No, this is bullshit.
100.
All right, Ash,
48.
Evan, can I change my number?
you cannot because no one's going to get closer than Zach. I generated 36. Zach said 37.
Hey, all right.
I was going to say 99.
So that's crazy. So let's see. If we do it kind of like an order based off of how close you guys were, it's first is Zach, second is Ash, third would be Bo, and then fourth would be Andrew.
The other rule that I wanted to hash out before we got started is if it's something that person contributed to the list, should they do it or should you re-roll?
Tell you what, give it to somebody else. So like, don't give somebody their own thing, and at the end we can guess who wrote it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, let's do it.
Okay. Oh shit, this is gonna be fun. Okay, let's just go with hey, Zach. I heard you're an expert in chicken wings.
Oh, you heard correctly. I am indeed an expert in chicken wings. I've been eating chicken wings my entire life, and I would have to wager that I'm one of the world's preeminent consumers of chicken wings.
That's
Bo is fuming right now.
That is fantastic.
How many chicken wings have you eaten in your life?
Probably. Oh, let's see. I would say that I eat a dozen wings every single day, which would lead to consumption of 30,000 wings a year, which would mean that I've consumed
Jesus.
roughly 900,000 chicken wings throughout my life.
What's
Do
your
you
favorite
eat the
flavor
bone?
of chicken wing?
Can I ask you to hold your questions for the end because I'm going to be covering that throughout the course.
I'm
of the
so
section.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey,
You know what,
I'm sorry
we're
for
gonna-
interrupting you.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and disregard Bo's question there. That one is not gonna be upheld. So
Andrew has a question too, though. But whatever.
yeah, but I don't really. Can I be honest with you? I don't really listen to whatever he says.
I appreciate you being honest with me.
Yeah, man. Don't tell him though.
Okay, well, fuck him.
Okay.
Oh God.
Well, the story of the chicken wing, as we know it today, goes back to probably, I'd say, the late 1700s, around the time that people really started to realize that chickens did indeed have wings. Before that, when chickens were bred, it was mostly for the delicious, delicious breast meats, right? And it wasn't until people started to really look at a chicken and realize that it was actually flapping around wings when it was going up and down in the sky. They were like, oh, those are wings. I bet those are tasty. What people didn't think about at first was the fact that those wings, they're kind of small, right? And this is what really led to the chicken wing as we know it today. The chicken wing, the bones tend to be kind of the smaller and less meaty parts of the wing, which is why the glory of the chicken wing is in eating the meat off of those bones, right?
Why do I feel like this is real?
That means Zach's winning.
Shit.
Eating them wings off of them bones, baby. This thing sort of progressed this way. In the late 1700s, the original sauces that were made were a sort of a fish sauce made of pulverized sardines with a little bit of lemon in there. And it really kind of created a nice acidity that also served to tenderize the meat fibers within the wing itself. And this
Zach,
was
I have a
really
question.
popular.
What was that sauce called?
It was
Oh,
called...
wait, Evan, do you allow it?
I'll allow that.
If I recall correctly from the literature, I believe that it was called sputum.
Oh God!
And so
I love
these,
sputum on chicken wings, I guess.
Mhm. So the wings coated in sputum were a really popular tavern food in Western Europe and the Americas during the late 1700s. It wasn't until later during the Industrial Revolution that we started to import other sauces, and that was when Johnny Jefferson up in Buffalo really created the idea of the buffalo sauce. This was from in the late 1800s. He mixed together an existing hot sauce with garlic butter, creating buffalo sauce as we know it today.
Can I just stop you? Am I supposed to stop you
Yeah,
at
just tell
some
him to
point?
stop. Tell him to shut the fuck up.
Because I was, well, the reason I wasn't stopping you is because I was learning so much, and I do think maybe I should time, because otherwise I'm going to get carried away listening.
I have a question.
All right, you guys want? Let's start in on.
I
let's
feel
start
like
in on
I
the
barely
questions.
even made it out of the Industrial Revolution. I don't know.
It don't matter,
This
baby.
is unfinished.
Well, we can roll with some questions here, and maybe that'll
Okay.
that'll tie back into the IR, if you will. That's what I call it. I like to abbreviate things. So, you know what? Let's cut in some questions here, Ash. Ask away.
How much actual buffalo is in buffalo sauce?
Surprisingly little.
Damn.
It's mostly the vinegar that's distilled from the buffalo's liver juices.
Ah, gotcha.
I have a question.
All right,
Yes.
Andrew, you were up.
So Zach, I think everyone knows that you are the chicken wing eating person in the world. It's pretty well known. There's so many memes that are made about you. Congratulations, by the way, on all that meme money that you make.
Good job.
Thank
buddy.
you.
The question I have is, I know that you're known for your wing eating prowess, but I know your secondary prowess that is lightly talked about is how you actually handle the bones when you eat these things. Because I heard that your bone sucking technique is amazing to the point where there are no bones left when you're done with the wing. Could you walk us through that?
No bones left.
The thing about that is it really just appears that there are no bones left when I'm done with it, because in the immediate time that I'm eating it, yes, there are no bones left.
Are they translucent when you're finished?
Oh, no. I suck them down. I suck those bones down. The thing is just that, like an owl, I'm unable to digest the bones.
Oh.
And so
And
once
dogs.
the meat is completed, I will...
And humans?
Usually I'll wait until I'm in more of a private situation and can, make it to the bathroom or
And
do it in
can
the comfort
create
of
the
my own
pellet.
home. I will, my stomach, I've kind of trained the muscles to be able to kind of compress it into a pellet, which I then regurgitate.
Wow, the imagery was fantastic.
Beautiful.
I was there
Just like
with
an
you.
owl.
I was there with you as you were sucking down said bone. All right. Speaking of bone, how about you, Bo?
Ooh, good segue.
Thank you.
Oh, no further questions.
Wow.
Wow, he learned
I'll allow
all
it.
he needed to.
Mhm.
I'll allow it. Okay.
I think Bo wrote that.
I think Bo wrote that.
Yeah, I think that was Bo.
Yeah, that was Bo's.
Okay, yeah, we.
I didn't put just chicken wings. I gave
Yeah.
you a whole thing.
Okay, well, you wrote lemon pepper chicken wings, and I realized
Yes, I
that.
did.
Okay, I realized that halfway through because I copy and pasted all your guys' stuff into a notes file, and lemon pepper and then chicken wings were two different ones. So I apologize for that.
So they're separate.
So that's a -1 for me for fucking that up
Okay.
here at the beginning.
Okay. He's still in the lead though.
Yes.
Well, I'm in the lead because I'm the only one who's gone so far.
You're shutting
Evan
them out,
started
dude.
with +10. All right, Evan, what else we got?
Moving on to Ash, correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correctly? I can't fucking talk. All right, Ash, you are up next,
Oh gosh.
and you're going to tell us about the history of grocery stores.
Oh, the history of grocery stores. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the history of grocery stores goes back to before capitalism was an institution in the West, right? Because people
Right.
needed a way to get their food. Once people started deciding that food wasn't a basic human right and being like, no, you actually have to pay me for it, that's when the modern grocery store, really came to be. So grocery stores, the way that we know grocery stores, it started in Cockney London. And it was a really bad time because people didn't have a lot of money, but the only thing that they did have was food. And so the government was like, well, you know what we should take away is the food, and we're going to make them pay for it. And so they took their very little money. And so people thought, when grocery stores first started, families were like, if we send our kids there, then they'll be more willing to sell us our food if we don't have enough money, right? Because kids are really sympathetic. And so they would mostly send their firstborn sons, because that they always do. So these boys would go into
The strongest one.
the strongest
And
ones,
the biggest one, yeah.
just covered in dirt, wearing their little sideways cap. They would go into the stores and they'd be like, please, sir, can I have some vegetables?
They also don't shower. That's why they're dirty.
Yeah,
The
they're not
oldest
allowed
don't
to.
shower.
That's how they're so strong. It's like
Yes.
a carapace keeps them really
Ah.
strong. But then once that idea kind of, started buzzing around, people were like, oh, dang, we could charge people for money, spread like wildfire. All of a sudden, there's grocery stores on every block in every country in the world,
I like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone got a question first that they're just bursting at the seams?
I have a question.
Zach, all right, lead it off.
You mentioned
yes,
that.
handsome man in the back. Please ask your question.
Bo?
Oh goodness.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So about this grocery stores.
Who is talking right now?
Bo is apparently also in the back. But let's go with Zach.
So you
Second
mentioned that grocery stores originated in Cockney London. The word grocery, what is the Cockney rhyming slang of grocery? Or is grocery itself the result of a Cockney rhyming slang from another word?
That is such a great question. Let me give you the answer to that.
What's she doing?
Feverishly Googling right now.
It's hard to determine. It's hard to pin down.
The origins are lost to time.
During this break, just want to say this is brought to you by Whole Foods. Whole Foods, a grocery store.
They got a whole lot of food.
It comes from good crockery, but they're just so fucked up in their mouth style that it sounds like grocery.
Good crockery.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Oh, man, this is great. All right, other man in the back, Mr. Bo, what do you got?
So you said it was in England, right? When did it finally become popularized grocery stores? Like, when did it take over the world? to an
Global.
Oh, it-
global
it-
is what
Global.
you're looking for.
When did it become a global phenomenon? Also known
It
as
was
grocery
global.
stores.
By 1960.
Okay. Wait, can I have a follow-up question?
I'll allow it.
Which country followed suit?
Well, first it started in Cockney London, right? And then it spread out from there. So like
Yeah.
it was Cockney London, then it was England, and then it was Western Europe, and then it came to the Americas, and then it was Eastern Europe, and then it just kind of spread because they were conquesting at the time too. So it came with that.
It spread like grocery fire, if you will. Like a
It spread like grocery fire. Yeah.
Thank you for answering
It
my question.
spread like misters in the vegetable section.
Ooh.
Every 10 minutes.
Mm.
Yep, on a schedule.
Like
Who's
some of those
next?
ones that have like the thunder noises too to make you just feel like you're fancy.
Oh my
inside
gosh,
that
in a little
Albertsons.
rainforest, picking your little vegetables out of from nature.
It's called gathering.
That's how they get you, you know?
Yeah, that's how they get me.
That's
in
how
grocery stores.
that's how grocery stores remind you that you can't grow your own food. You have to go to the grocery store to buy it. And that you should have to purchase it because they provide you with that ambiance. They're providing a service beyond just food because obviously you should have to pay for food.
You should. And people who pay for food leads us to Andrew. Do you have a question that you would like
I do.
to
I have a very serious question, actually. I'm very passionate about this. So, as everyone knows, the big grocery store crash of 2003 wiped out all grocery stores across the earth. Ash, do you have any comments on that and what caused that?
Oh gosh, it was a devastating, terrible time for the grocery store industry. It was a great time for people, as we know, because food was free and people were flourishing.
Oh,
Really?
we were storming every Costco.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a membership ID either.
Yeah, you didn't have to show a membership at all.
Yeah, some call it looting. I call it surviving.
You asked about the root cause. So going back to the root cause, I think that the root cause was really global warming. You know, it got too hot, and the big ACs that had to run these stores, they were, costing a lot of money, and so they were trying to price gouge. But then these industries, these titans of industries, just started breaking down, taken down by a little thing called a broken air conditioning.
Wow.
I think that's what the crux of the issue.
Yeah, the air conditioner repairmen were just so busy they couldn't get to them.
They were so busy, and then the employees were like, "Oh, it's too hot, so I'm not going to come to work." And then the AC failed, and then the electricity failed, and then people just started being like, "Hey, you know what? What if we just took these groceries home? Because why are we paying for them
for free?"
I just want to give real quick, just in case we forget about this moment, that Ash managed to tie grocery stores and the history to global warming. And I just want us to real quick just soak that in. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. All right.
Beautiful.
Everyone
Any
feel
further
good?
questions?
That was great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your
All right, thank
your
you,
TED
everyone.
Talk.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk today.
Yeah, thank you.
That was awesome. This is all right. This is about to get.
I feel like I got
deep.
dumped on. I feel like I got dumped on.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think you should because again, this is all made up.
What?
Bo, you are up
geez.
next, sir. Are you prepared for your lecture?
Look, it's me, dog. I'm always ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Bo, as an expert in this field, I would love for you to tell us about mermaids.
Well, as you guys know, I'm actually part mermaid.
Wow.
Merman.
I did not
Merman.
know.
The Espinosa
is
are
a mermaid name. Yeah.
long lineage of the mermaids. They all started. They all originated from the Atlantic Ocean, which everyone knows is the best ocean, which is perfectly suitable for mermaids. You don't ever see the sightings of mermaids in the Pacific because too warm. It's too warm. Can't survive there.
Are you? Oh, sorry, no fact checking. I'm so sorry.
Oh wait, who wrote the last one?
Oh, shall we pause?
Oh my God, you have to pause.
Sorry, Bo.
It gives Bo more time to
let
think.
you gather your thoughts. Yeah.
Bo's
I know
got
this
more
is
time
a
to think.
huge issue, and you've got a lot to speak about, so we'll give you some time to gather your notes. Grocery stores.
I think it was Andrew.
Zach?
I'm going Andrew as well.
It was not me.
It was Zach.
It was
I
me.
was gonna say Zach.
Oh,
I thought Andrew was being sneaky by bringing it up because he was like, they never said it. They never got to.
Oh no, I think you'll know when one of mine pops up.
I will read yours, Andrew, exactly how you sent them to me. All right,
Thank you
buddy.
very much.
All right, Bo, we're getting back to you. We're getting back to some mermaids in the Pacific Ocean that's too warm. All right, here we go.
yeah. So actually, speaking of that, it was too hot. But did you know the Espinosa mermaids were actually war heroes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
So when,
Delicious.
when
Yeah, I took
Japan
history
attacked
class.
Pearl Harbor, they actually saved American soldiers from the ships.
Oh, shit. He's bringing in patriotism. All right, here we go. Here we go.
I'm saluting right now. I'm saluting so hard.
So yeah, the Espinosas. Go look it up. Go ahead to Wikipedia, Espinosa mermaid. You'll see my great grandfather, Jorge Espinosa, with his Medal of Honor on his tail.
His tail.
I have a question.
All right.
Yes.
Anything else that you want to say, Bo, before we enter into questions?
Yeah. So any significant part of history, there's mermaids in the back. Just remember that.
Okay.
Emerge
okay.
in the bark.
Like you and Zach were in the back of the last
Exactly. That's why he always sits in the back because
oh my
it's family
God.
heritage.
Way to tie it together, Bo. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
wow.
Let's move on to some
Go look-
questions.
hold on.
Because
I don't know. I feel like I need more from Bo before we move to
Yeah.
questions.
So like the most
All right.
significant
30 more seconds.
image, right, is that you can actually see them on the Last Supper image. If you go look at
Really?
the painting, yeah. Oh, if you have to squint, because it's only squint. to the eyes of mermaids. Right?
Oh, it's like
So
one of those
only
3D
mermaids
things
can
from the
see it.
90s.
Yes. So pretty
Okay.
much like it's good. It's only for mermaid eyes, really. You can kind of see a blur to them, but mermaids can see the mermaid that was at the Last Supper. They also portrayed Jesus Christ too. He was part of Judas. He was Judas accomplished, but that's a dark side of mermaid history we don't really like to talk about.
Yeah, it's controversial.
That
very
sounds like a
controversial.
whole other episode. Is the dark side of mermaid
They
history?
were pro-Nazis too,
Mermaid
which is weird.
Jesus.
They were helping out Japan. They just didn't like the Japanese.
Bo,
You said they saved
you
the American-
included
wait.
a lot into that. All right.
Yeah, you want to get worse with the mermaids? See, but those were the excommunicated mermaids. They helped on both sides, right?
They had a church.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, are you
They
still
actually-
holding on to that question?
They actually did. We can get darker with it. They actually, but it's a good dark, right? They actually helped free slaves from slave ships. They knock them down. They're like, go, you guys are free. Can't send you to that terrible life. And that was also the Espinosas as well.
I
That's
do have my.
believable.
I am still holding on to my
The
question.
Espinosa
Okay,
last name
that's good.
goes on for 10,000 years.
Wow.
1,000.
Wow.
Mhm. And it wasn't
Okay.
until
How much is that in mermaid years?
My great grandfather married a land dweller. And that's where we are now. Mhm. So we're a bunch of halvesies, like me.
That was a ride. That was a ride.
Were the
I went on a ride.
Espinosas the original mermaid, or were they just very particular specimens of like a race of mermaids that had already existed?
They were like top 5. So like Espinosa is like Smith for mermaids. You know, there's so many Smiths, there's so many Johnsons. That's what the Espinosas are.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's a common last name in the mermaid community. Top? No. But top 10, top 5 for sure.
Ash, was that your question?
That was my question.
All right, fantastic. Let's move on. Andrew, what do you got?
Yeah, so everyone knows that all of my statements begin with that in this. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I know it.
The term murder actually came from mermaid, because the mermaids were the first to actually introduce murder into the world, because they're from 10,000 years ago. So, Bo, I had a question. During the if someone gets caught for mermaid murder or murder, what is the judicial process like on that? Like, what's the punishment for
You
for
cut off
murdering a
you
mermaid?
cut off the half. Cut the half off.
Cut the bottom half.
Which half? Which half?
Yes.
The half that,
Well, if
the
you
half
cut
that
the
committed the
middle-
murder.
Or do you mean straight down the middle, or
No,
like,
yeah, straight
like
down the middle,
long
cut
ways
half.
or short ways?
Nope,
Just
straight
half
down
of
the
a
middle.
merman.
Like hot dog style or hamburger style?
Hot dog style.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
God, that's even worse.
Wow. All right, Andrew, are you happy with that?
I'm uneasy with, but I think it's fair. I think it's
Okay.
fair. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I think there's a picture of that, actually, the mermaid cut in half hot dog style in anatomy classes and stuff. So if you guys would just take a course, you'd probably see, like, I know what he's talking about. All right, Zach, what do you got loaded up?
I have a question about. You had mentioned that there were multiple sects of the mermaid religion. Could you go into a little more detail on that?
No, just Christianity.
He said no.
But which form? Are they all Catholic?
Nope.
No. Clarifying
no, that's
information.
it.
I find it hard to believe that mermaids would.
Well, you're talking to the
Well,
expert,
yeah.
so you have to
Yeah,
believe it.
it's my
Well,
Yeah,
he
true.
he has to convince me. I don't know.
That's the thing about history, is you don't have to be convinced it happened.
The mermaids go back 10,000 years, but Jesus Christ was born and died 2,000 years ago. What was
Yeah,
the
well,
mermaid religion like before that?
Jewfish.
I believe they call them groupers now.
Oh.
Wow, that was anti-Semitic. I'm
Are-
so sorry,
are
guys. I'm
you-
so sorry that Zach said that on this podcast.
Ah, wow.
I'll allow
Okay.
it.
That's that's an actual marine biology joke.
There's
Oh.
one marine biologist who is losing their shit right now.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you
pay
guys are just
attention.
too
I
dumb
was
to
too busy
understand it.
paying attention in anatomy.
They're laughing so hard they're driving into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Where they belong. Where they want to be.
And they're like,
Where they want to-
finally,
Yeah,
I'm one
they're
with the
home.
ocean.
Come take me.
Oh my. That was fantastic, Bo. That was
You're
great.
fantastic.
Bo, did
Thanks,
you
bud.
mean to switch the oceans?
No, I'm saying like they were like they much like preferred the Atlantic, but they helped out in the Pacific for Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, but
so
the
that means that
Pacific-
they endured personal discomfort just so that they could
just to save. the
swim
Pacific
thousands of
isn't-
miles.
That's how great the Espinosas are.
Yeah,
But
that's
the Pacific is colder than the Atlantic.
Not for mermaids.
Not for what Bo said.
Oh, mermaids have inverted temperature. I gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Makes
I
sense to me.
gotcha. I gotcha.
The science checks out.
All right.
I think Zach wrote that.
Ash wrote
I think
mermaids.
Zach wrote that.
I didn't write mermaids. I think it was Ash.
I say Ash.
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
Ash.
Oh.
That was Ash. Okay.
I want to hear someone talk about mermaids.
That was so good. I had a good time. All right, Andrew, Are you ready? Are you ready for your lecture?
I'm so ready to give you guys my lecture. I'm very excited. I've been working very hard on this.
Okay. All right. Let me look at which one's looking pretty good for you. And you know what? I think I found it. Andrew.
Hello.
Why don't you tell us all about medieval siege equipment?
Medieval siege equipment. Oh, that is something that everyone needs to know about. It's a very, very widely contested topic in the world.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you about it because a lot of people don't believe that they exist, but they really do. So back in the medieval times, as you do, there's a lot of things to do, right? Like they had bowling alleys, they had, Top Golf, but they got bored. And when you get bored, you do one of two things. You either go to a grocery store, but they didn't have grocery stores because those didn't start till England with the Cockney shit or whatever Ash said. Instead, they started sieging, which, we've all done. Let's not kid ourselves. We've all sieged something once or twice in our day.
You siege,
Yeah.
we all siege.
So you're saying that the original sieges started because they were searching for food? Is that
No,
what?
they were just bored.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Oh.
They're bored. They got bored of going to cosmic bowling and stuff, and they used to call it ye old cosmic bowling. It was spelled with a lot of e's at the end of most of the words.
Even cosmic, I heard.
Yeah, it was cosmic.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Indeed. So they started sieging. Well, what primitive sieging was just people storming castles and running straight into walls and hoping that the wall could not, handle just a shitload of bodies just slapping against the wall.
Leroy
Unfortunately.
Jenkins style.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't work very well, but they tried a lot until Thaddeus Siegery, he created the first siege weapon, and it took off like gangbusters, as the Gilmore Girls would say. He created many of our favorites, including the rock thrower, the old shit whipper that would throw shit at people.
Oh, yeah. It's readily available ammunition.
Yes. The bang bang smacky boom boom. It was a big pole they would smash through walls, and that's the origins of siegery. So I won't go too far into it, but that's how siege weapons started. Was with Thaddeus, whatever I said.
Yeah, Thad, dude. Thad.
And he definitely he turned the tide for siege, and it really made it a popular sport among all medieval people. It was a very, very fun time.
Wow. All right. You guys ready for some questions?
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's start with Bo. Bo, would you like to kick this off?
You mentioned the shit throwing one, right?
I did. Very popular. Bestseller.
Oh, bestseller. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What is its content of origin? Like, what made them go like,
shit
is the best weapon? Like, why shit?
Unlike in,
it's good.
Yeah.
But why?
Unlike in Cockney times when the eldest, they weren't allowed to shower. Unfortunately, back then everyone was allowed to shower. So they thought if we make them all stinky, they would not fight back, and it did work. Because if you're covered in poop, you don't want to do anything other than clean the poop off of you, and it worked very well.
I mean, that's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a slogan. I think that said, what was it here? Yes. When you're covered in doo-doo, you don't want to do.
Oh.
Do.
I think that's actually Mountain Dew's new slogan, but we're going to
That's
take
what I
that
was
one
going to say.
They took it
That's
over.
what I was going to say.
We'll let it slide. They probably stole it from...
They did. I mean, once the siege weapons went out of style, it was fair game, and they sieged it.
Everything's pretty much stolen now, so Mountain Dew stole it from the sieger, from Thad, basically.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, Bo, are you happy with your question?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I have a question.
Ash, get in there.
What was the most devastating long-range weapon that they would employ during this time?
Oh, that was a great question, by the way. It was a guy named Carl. He just had a giant megaphone, and he would just shout mean things at people.
Oh,
And that
holy
was
Carl.
very effective to a siege?
Extremely effective. It ruined their spirits, and most people just laid down and just took it.
Low
Oh.
self-esteem back then, definitely.
Yeah, because
it was-
with a siege, it's constant bombardment, so you really have to have that will. So I guess
Oh,
going
it was
after
a-
that will itself was a really effective strategy.
It was a bombardment of emotions and words.
Wow.
You'd be like, your mother is a stupid. And they'd be like,
He brought their mothers? He brought their mother. Dude, that's crossing a line, Carl. Jesus.
Yeah,
bringing
like,
up
dang,
moms.
Carl. He's
Wow.
just lashing out because he lost his mother to the plague when she was young.
Yeah.
Right,
When she
hasn't
was young.
processed.
She was also young, but babies having babies.
yeah,
Right.
she ran away before he was born.
The tale as old as
She
time.
had a crazy long 12 years of life, guys. So you just,
Yeah, she lived life to the
yeah,
fullest.
She had a good 12. All right, Zach, lock and loaded. What's your question, sir?
Which of the siege engines caused the most friendly fatalities?
Oh, that. I was thinking of that as well. I'm so glad you asked that.
That one, we don't really like to talk about that one, but I will because, we will talk about controversial topics.
You said it was a controversial topic at the beginning.
Yeah, but this is really controversial. Like, really. No, I'm just kidding. It's sort of controversial. Anyway, so this guy...
You got to sell tickets,
I'm not even going to say his name. Because he's... I'm not going to say his name because he's like Bo said, he's excommunicated from the siege weapon family.
Voldemort style.
Yeah, he created one that it was essentially a giant spinning circus tent with a bunch of knives on the outside of it, and they would use a giant fling it towards people. Unfortunately, it was like a boomerang; it would come back.
Oh,
and it just started slicing and dicing.
And then once it gets picked up by the wind.
Yeah, it gets caught by the wind. It comes back. Sometimes it'll go back and then come back again, and it just kept like these waves
back.
And waves. It never actually made it to the castle. It was just like helping.
You know what?
It was helping the castle.
I have heard before through the history of siegers that they are terrified of like circus music, and I never understood until right now.
Yeah. Well, that's when a bunch of knives are placed on the outside of one of those, and you throw it. The wind hits it and it makes a sound, and it kind of sounds like. Is
that the origin of that song?
Maybe.
I'm
going to say yes.
Yeah. That's a whole other episode right there too. The origin of
Yeah. Yeah. They tried employing clowns to try and scare the tent away when it started coming back, but it did not work.
Oh, like a rodeo?
Yeah, it didn't work. It just sliced them.
Oh my goodness. Everybody, who do you think wrote that prompt?
Zach.
Idiots. It was Zach.
I think it was Bo.
Last ditch effort.
All right, real quick. We have now gone through everybody once, just to let you know I still have no idea what's going on, but I'm having a good time, and I hope you guys are as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys ready to go again?
Let's do another round.
Yeah, let's do another round.
We're kicking it off with Zach back. Just to give you guys a heads up, round 2 is about to get a little fucking nuts. Okay? Just to give you a heads up. Andrew, keep your voice down, all right? All right, Zach. You are about to fill us in on your expertise in...
Okay.
A horse with a human nose, human anxieties, and human responsibilities. Take it away, buddy. Have fun.
Well, his name was Mr. Ed.
Oh!
Love that guy.
We all know and love Mr. Ed from his appearances on television in the early 1950s, creating an important
cultural
foundation.
Touchstone?
Important foundation, cultural touchstone of 20th century popular culture. Now, the interesting thing about Mr. Ed is that what you may have heard from someone is that he wasn't actually speaking on camera, and what they would do is put peanut butter in his mouth, and he would just be licking the peanut butter off the roof of his mouth and making his lips move. But in actuality, there was a bit of subterfuge to the Mr. Ed, but it wasn't what you think. He was, in fact, fully capable of speaking, and he did speak on camera. What they did have to do was give him prosthetics to cover up his human face, his human nose,
into a real horse.
and human face to make him look more like a real horse. Because at the end of the day,
terrifying to think about.
It was at the end of the day, it was
so many
cheaper
hours in the prosthetics chair.
It was cheaper to give the horse the face prosthetics to make him kind of more align with the sensibilities, what viewers were expecting from a horse. It was cheaper to do the front than it would have been to take another, say a human actor and add a horse backside to them. It was much cheaper. Sorry, I misspoke there. What it was when they were casting the role, it was neck and neck between Mr. Ed and Danny the horse-faced boy from the circus. And Danny the horse-faced boy was a human boy with the face of a horse. Both of them had the capabilities of speech, but ultimately it proved to be cheaper to add a horse face to the horse body of Mr. Ed than it was to add a horse body to Danny the horse-faced boy.
So, I'm sorry. I have a clarifying question. I just want to make sure that I have all the facts correct.
Yes.
I'll allow it.
Well, wait till you hear the question. So what you're saying is that Mr. Ed is a reverse centaur in which the back half, or I guess he's a regular centaur because the back half's a horse,
like a mermaid,
but he's a back half but reverse. So it's like he's a horse. He's got a regular horse body, right? But then he's got like a horse neck and shoulders too, but it's just the head that is he puts on a fake head, or is it like a
It's
neck?
the nose.
Like where's the split? I guess I'm asking is between where the horse ends and the horse man face begins.
Yes, hot dog or cheeseburger?
A centaur has the torso of a man in
Yeah.
addition.
It's
And
really sexy too. Super sexy.
Yeah.
Fucking
They're
super
all
sexy.
They have muscles
So
for
buff.
days.
they have a
Buff as
super
shit.
sexy torso. They have 6 limbs, which is an interesting twist on
Yeah.
normal tetrapodal life. But Mr. Ed does not have that torso. It's a horse. He is a horse. He just has the face and nose of a man.
Can I actually ask a question? I know I'm judge or whatever the fuck
No.
my position is, but can I ask a
No.
question? I'll allow it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Ed his last name?
That's a good question.
His name is Edmund. Edmund
Okay,
Edwards
so it's just
is his
all
name.
around Ed. He's just Ed.
Yeah, his name
everywhere.
is Edmund Edwards.
Okay.
He was the
He
4th
was-
son of the Edwards clan. His father was Jeffrey Edwards.
Okay, so they veered away from the front, like the first digit. He got like E. Okay. I was just curious
Mhm.
why they called him Mr. Ed, if Ed was possibly his first name. All
I'm,
right,
and I'm so sorry to have derailed. I just really needed the mental picture clear so I could really understand. So they would give him prosthetics. I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
And yeah, so he had the face and mind of a man and the body of a horse.
Wow.
And that's really what made him an
And
exceptional actor.
anxiety.
Yeah,
And
you can see after Mr. Ed show was on, it actually ended because he broke his leg
Oh God.
during
Oh.
filming of the final episode.
And they had to shoot
and
him.
they did have to shoot him, and
Mm.
Oh,
that's why the show
God.
nice.
ended.
Nice. I mean, not
Oh,
nice. Sorry.
A sad day.
It happens. All right,
But
guys.
you live like a horse, you die like a horse.
You guys
Wow.
You guys want to ask some questions?
Zach is saying some racist
I-
shit in this episode.
I have a question.
Ash, take it away.
As you know, they were very secretive about Mr. Ed while he was alive, and I always wondered, what was his diet like? Was it more horse-like? Was it more man-like? Also, it's kind of related. What did he do to manage his anxiety? Because as we know, he had struggled with anxiety his whole life.
Well, it was actually unmanaged, sadly. This was
Aw.
before this was sadly a few years before the invention of your typical anti-anxiety medications, and some scholars of cultural history have suggested the idea that he may have broken his leg on purpose.
Whoa.
Oh wow! Oh my
Oh.
goodness!
Damn.
Was-
That's hardcore.
Was when he said his name, because you know he'd say it kind of with a stutter. Was that his anxiety coming out? Like Ed? Was that like he was anxious? in
No,
those
that's
moments?
just a speech impediment.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Just checking.
And
fucked up.
this
He was
seems
fucked up.
largely irrelevant now, but what was his diet more horse-like or more human-like?
There's actually quite a bit of overlap between a horse and
Hamburgers or
human
hot
diet.
dogs?
It was standard kind of oats and barleys in large quantities throughout the day, with supplements, vegetable supplements, and the occasional live chick.
Oh, a female human, huh?
No, a baby bird, a baby chick.
Oh.
Oh goodness! I am sufficiently horrified as a
Hey, Stacy, get over here for a second.
fan of Big Ed. I am just flabbergasted with the news that I've learned today. I need to sit in silence and recuperate my mind.
All right,
But
Ash,
he
while
really
you-
did break
Oh,
down barriers. He was the first person to actually
Horse.
make.
Person?
He was the first
He was a
horse
horse.
person
Horse.
to.
Herson.
This is something that is actually kind of not a lot of people know
Portmanteau.
about. He was really interested in synthesizers and was the first person to record an album entirely on synthesizers.
Mr. Ed was in Devo, actually.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Oh
he
shit!
Whip it
Oh.
good because you whip horses.
Oh my. Dude, the jokes keep writing themselves, man. All right,
I have a question,
Bo or
Zach.
Andrew,
I'm raising-
who wants to?
I'm raising my hand.
My hand was up first.
Okay, sorry, Bo, you go ahead.
Okay.
That's
Bo's
true.
hand
I
was
saw
up
your hand go
first.
up, and then I was like, maybe I can beat him. That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna allow that. Andrew, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So he proportion wise, how big was the nose on his horse face? And follow up question: how big were his boogers, and what did they taste like?
His nose was, I'd say, Well, there's not a lot of information on this because he was never cited in public without his prosthetics. And so the specific appearance of them is a little unknown. But the primary source, if you look at interviews done with his parents, you'll see that or more accurately, his handlers, you'll see that the nose was roughly the size of, it was on the larger end of the normal human spectrum. So picture the biggest nose you've seen on a person.
It's mine.
And it was about that big. And interestingly enough, he didn't produce boogers.
Wow.
Whoa.
But it was very hairy.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Thank you so much.
All right. Bo, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hands
Okay.
going down right now. Okay, cool.
His hand was shaking. It was like, it was up there for so long, he had to hold it up with his other arm.
Oh, yeah, the behind the neck one? The behind the neck.
So, as we all know,
Mr.
Ed was an abomination of a thing, right?
I know that. I know this.
I feel like that's a really insensitive way of putting it.
Yeah.
But yes.
What I said was wrong. Okay, so
Well,
I'm gonna
abomination is a very loaded term.
A freak of nature, if you will.
So, as a freak, was he paid a very livable wage, a viable wage, like for his work, or was he just paid less because he was a freak?
Well, initially, he was underpaid by industry standards, but as the show progressed and his star grew, he was able to leverage that against the show's producers, and by the end of the series, he was actually very well paid.
Did they pay him in hay?
No, but they paid him in money, which he mostly spent on hay.
Yes. His
you would
bonuses
say-
were also in hay.
You would say he had a hay addiction. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of gifts that were given to him, and that's where the phrase comes, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's actually where that comes from. Call back previous episode, Bo's episode. Please listen.
Do not.
That's fantastic. Is everyone?
Seems like
is
they could have
everyone
cut out the
satisfied?
middleman there.
Everyone very satisfied with the horse? I did not expect
I'm very
that
satisfied.
at all. All right. Who wants to guess who wrote that one?
Andrew.
I think it was Andrew's.
I think it was Evan.
I'm gonna go Evan. I mean Andrew. Sorry, I get you guys confused a lot.
Bo, I'm gonna need a final answer from you.
Oh, Andrew. There we
All
go.
right, you guys, it was indeed Andrew. I don't know how
It
you
was
figured
me.
that one out, but
I did it.
all right, we're gonna go on. Ash, you're up next. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we're gonna let's find you.
Oh, no.
Ah, here we go. All right, told you this one's gonna get weird. Ash, why don't you tell us about your expertise about a road trip to take a shit in the bathroom at every Long John Silver's in North America? North America.
Oh my gosh, the trip of a lifetime. Check out my YouTube channel, Shitting on the Road. We vlogged the whole thing. Really,
You logged it?
we were vlogging the login. That's what we call it.
It's perfect.
And we really just, we wanted to make it our mission to shit at every bathroom in the Long John Silver's across the country.
That's incredible.
And how did you execute this mission?
Yeah, I would love to know more about this.
Oh my gosh,
that's
it
not
was,
Zach's question, by the way. That's not. Zach's
it was.
question.
Oh yeah, totally. I really like open seminars. It was about 7 years in the making.
Wow.
It took a lot of research. We had to procure, because we had to call locations, confirm hours. And so we basically just started at the lower left side of the country down in Southern California. And then we just went to the Long John Silver's as we came across them. And then we did a grid pattern and across the entire country, as you know from the vlog series.
Everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
It took 6 years to do all that. So, from between the 7 years of planning and then the 6 years of executing, I've really dedicated my life to shitting in Long John Silver's bathrooms. And I would say it has to be the most rewarding and fulfilling experience. I can't imagine dedicating my life to anything else.
So you're still doing it?
Oh, we just finished, actually.
Just for funsies? Did you ever go back?
We just wiped up. We just wiped up.
Yeah, we washed our hands of it, and we had our we had our last shit. And it's weird because I can't go back into a Long John Silver's. It feels like the end of an era. I actually my therapist calls it PTSD, but I don't believe in that nonsense. If I cross the barrier of a Long John Silver's, I start shaking violently, but it doesn't matter. But also, weirdly, I have been constipated since it ended. If it's not, I don't know how to poop when it's not a Long John Silver's bathroom.
Oh my! Do you have to like pull up a photo of like the Long John Silver sign on your phone just to like get the juices going?
I go into my memory palace and I have a lot of drugs that help move the poop through my system, and I just like really visualize. It's all about my therapist says it's all about visualization and mentalization. So,
Okay.
And poopization.
because if I were to see a picture of a Long John Silver's, I would violently start to sob.
Oh. What happens if you ever catch a whiff of like a fish and chips or something? What happens to you?
Oh, the smells are one of the hardest things to deal with.
Yeah.
I actually removed my sense of smell halfway through via a medical procedure, because between the smell of the fish and the smell of the bathrooms, it was really starting to take a toll on my physicality and my mental well-being. So, but living life without smells is pretty cool. You know, food doesn't taste as good, and there are some smells that I miss sometimes. But when stuff smells bad, boy howdy, I just couldn't care less.
I have a very important follow-up question.
Andrew,
I have
get in.
2 questions if they're allowed.
I'm loving this. I'm really into the Socratic seminar, you know?
I will allow the 2 questions, Zach, if Andrew goes first. So then that way you can ask yours just back to back. And then also
Gladly.
it'll eliminate Bo's question. So go ahead, Andrew.
I heard a rumor in the comments, and the comments were mostly positive. I'll say 99% positive about your journey. I know that
hate
you
us
got a
because you
lot
hate
of,
us, you know?
Yeah, you got a lot of
Hate us in your anus. That's what we used to say about the haters.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
good joke.
So your Patreon, I know, is wildly funded. You raised millions of dollars to do this trick. But I did hear a rumor.
My little
I was wondering if you could dispel this rumor or confirm this rumor for me if you could.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, the anticipation got fucking insane. I was like, oh my God, this is about to get real.
So most right-wing media outlets have been reporting that you actually didn't eat at any of the Long John Silvers on the entire trip. Do you care to comment?
Oh yeah, like they're blowing this out of proportion, dude. That was never part of our original goal.
Just like the bathrooms?
Yeah, just
nice,
going
nice.
like we have to use the bathrooms. That was our only goal. And like sometimes we did eat along the way because like why not, you know? But there were times when we had to hit like 6 Long John Silvers a day. So we would actually go to Taco Bell.
You were
and just,
pooping
like,
6
eat-
times a day? Oh, that would make sense.
Oh yeah. So we would just go to Taco Bell. We would eat a bunch of Taco Bell, go to Long John Silver's, eat some more Taco Bell, go to Long John Silver's, and we had to crank that shit out literally, you know?
Okay, so,
So
there was no performance enhancing drugs. It was just Taco Bell.
Sometimes we would like, you know, eat things that we knew would give us the runs because like we had a lot to do in a day. But most of the time, especially in the like when we got to the more like that was more in the like really urban areas when there was a lot of Long John Silvers around. But when we got to the more rural areas, you know.
So what gives you what worked the best to give you the shits?
I'm sorry. I believe that we had other questions.
Oh, sorry. That was a follow up. But if you're not comfortable answering that, then
I have to leave it up to the judge. You know, it's not up to me. You know.
I'm not going to be able to allow this, Andrew.
That's okay. I'm just going to imagine it.
However, real quick, I'm going to squeeze in here before Zach's questions. What did you find out, Ash, that was like the most, that like it worked the best to give you the shits?
Prune juice, man. Goes right through you.
Was that your question, Andrew?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah.
I've actually got a Fox News media person on the line, Bo. He works for Fox News. Do you care to comment on what you just heard?
No.
Okay.
Dude, that guy does definitely work for Fox News. I could hear it in his voice. I could hear it. All right, Zach.
So angry.
You got the doubles.
Well, this was actually my first question were the payloads produced on-site or remotely? So you've answered my first question before I even had to ask it. So
Spontaneous action,
shits.
man.
I like that.
And so my second question was going to be, which individual locations would you say were the most and least luxurious bathrooms?
Oh.
The most luxurious was the one in Miami. Right in
Oh, yeah.
I've
South
seen
Beach.
pictures of that on TikTok. It's a hot TikTok spot for bathroom TikTokers.
I heard they only play Miami by Will Smith in that Long John Silver's too.
I did hear that as well.
24/7.
Welcome to Miami.
Yeah.
Well,
Slamming down some fish.
It can't be 24/7 because all Long John Silvers close at 11. It's company policy.
Wow, that's a fun fact.
Yeah, they don't have to shut off the music, you know?
The song just keeps playing.
It's Miami, dude. It's Miami.
It's just blaring outside on speakers. Everyone who lives nearby is just fucking pissed off.
The worst one was Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
because
Wow.
it had just had one bathroom. It was really small and it was out of order, but we had to go. Like
Just break in.
Sync it up.
yeah. So I jimmied the lock a little. I didn't. I just added to the pile. And that was bad. I don't like to think about that one. And I did give the guy working there a $50 tip because I felt so bad. And he was like, I feel extra bad though too because when I came out, he didn't see me go in the bathroom. So I gave him the big tip, and he's like, "Oh, this is the best day. I'm having a really shit day. Like shit's been going really hard for me, and like,
You're like,
I hate this place." And I was
buddy.
like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Hope things are looking up for you." And then I just fucking bounced out of there. And to that guy, I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I feel awful
I
about
assume as soon as you walked out of there, gave him the tip and walked out, somebody who was eating there was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the lady who's taking shits in all the bathrooms in Long John Silver's across America."
I've been watching her
He was like,
vlogs.
"No."
it. And then it dawned on him, and
$50 though.
Hey, Bo, you got a question, buddy?
Yeah. I'm gonna say two, and so you can answer one. So I'm gonna give you the options, right? If
Whoa.
you could go into full detail,
Fox
first
News
question.
journalism.
So if you can go into full detail of your favorite log, please describe it for me. And two, just a side question. Actually, no, I want you to answer that one question because I don't want you to answer the other one. So yes, please go into full descriptive detail of your favorite log.
Most memorable log.
Mm-hmm.
oh man,
MML.
The legendary log.
Mm.
The
know, they
legendary
all-
Long John Silver's log. Long
they
keeps
John
you
all
up at
they
night.
all kind of blend together. But there was this one time. Okay, there was this one time. It was the biggest stretch between Long John Silver's, right? And my body had become accustomed to like going a lot, and so like
You're
it was
clenching.
a 12-hour trip, and I was like, ooh, And so we roll up, and we like Tokyo drift into the parking lot, We're in there. I'm busting out. I'm running up, and they're about to close. Like it is
Ooh.
10:58,
Ooh.
and I'm just like, please, I just have to use your bathroom. Please, I have to use your bathroom so bad. And the guy that was working there like really hemmed and hawed about it, And he saw the guy with the camera, and that usually weirds them out when they see the camera guy because they're like, "Is this fetish content?" And I was like, "No, I'm just doing it. Please, like,
Is
we're
this
traveling."
fetish content?
And he was like, "You know what? Fine, okay, fine. Just
This
please
sex stuff.
Are you Ash shits a lot on YouTube?
No, it's the shit ashathon.
Oh.
Of Ultimate, he let us in, and let me tell you, after waiting so long, it was a blissful moment. I think I had like 8 epiphanies.
Serenity.
We call that
Yeah,
enlightenment.
true bliss, enlightenment. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
one with the universe at that moment.
If you take DMT, I hear it's the same thing.
And
Yeah.
to top it all off, it was a ghoster.
Whoa, oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god. I mean, the
Spooky.
way you ended that story I don't know how you win these things, but like that might have just won it for you. That might have just won it. What a
be the flash.
sensation. The
Ash,
way you
thank you
just
for regaling
described
us with your tale.
Yeah, the way you described that feeling was pure bliss on my end, and I thank you for that for the rest of my life, really.
Thank you.
I pooped a little.
That was fantastic. Oh man. All right.
Have a
You guys
blessed day,
wanna-
everyone.
You guys want to take a shot in the dark as to who wrote that question?
Was it Andrew again?
I think it was Andrew.
I think it was Andrew.
I think it was me.
It was Andrew. I don't know if you guys are seeing a theme here in the second round, but
do we get points for guessing it right?
I don't know how any of this works. Sure.
It was me. I think it was me.
Sure, man. Yeah.
Or the
At the
points
end of
are
all
made
this-
up and nothing matters.
Yeah, I'm just going to have you guys fight, and then whoever wins gets to win,
Catch these hands.
So, all right, we're moving on to Bo. We got 2 more. We got Bo and Andrew left. You guys want to wrap it after their next 2?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Bo, I'm just going to fucking tell you the truth right now. I'm keeping on theme here because these are hilarious. So how about this, Bo? I want you to tell me about your experience with digging a hole straight down from the top of Mount Everest all the way down to sea level to impress my ex-wife to hopefully get her and the kids back in my life. I'm so sorry, Linda. Please come back. Go on.
So it
Talk about
all
Linda.
started. It all started a broken man, and a dream. Dream to get back Linda and the kids,
Yeah.
right?
The kids.
And I
It's
thought,
always about the kids, man.
what way to show I love? You know that phrase, screaming love from the top of a mountain. I went to one of the highest mountains.
Wow.
It's actually the highest mountain.
I decided that's not
Romantic as
fucking
fuck,
good
man.
enough. That's not good enough.
Yeah.
I need a bigger gesture, right? So I was already up there. Right? And I was like, well, I didn't get her back yet. What else can impress her? I'm like, well, what about a feat that no one has ever done before? And so I looked at my trusty shovel and I'm like, I'm going down.
Ooh.
I'm going down. And I started digging. And I just kept digging. I would dig for so long that I didn't even realize how many days, hours, how much time has passed of me digging this hole to get Linda back.
It's like Forrest Gump when he just starts running.
And those
Because-
stupid kids.
Mhm.
But
As I was digging, it just felt like the hole in my heart was kept getting deeper. My love for Linda,
Whoa.
and I guess those kids. And I would kept digging for her with the one motivation is I'm gonna get her back. So I just kept digging. I had to do
How
the
many-
impression.
how many kids?
17.
Oh,
Whoa.
Wow.
yeah.
Were they all biologically yours, or were they
she
stepkids?
cheated on me a lot. But
Oh, okay.
And real quick, just to clarify, you wanted to get her back. So by doing so, you went to the furthest peak away from her.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm just trying to.
Because I remember her saying I wanted to show her Everest, but what I wanted to do was Everest. Was it Everest? That's the mountain, right?
Yeah, Everest.
So you went there
Yeah.
without her.
You tell us.
And then I was like, she always told me her favorite level was sea level. So I took her, I was going to dig down the highest mountain, go down so she can do both at the same time.
You guys
Be at the
remember those like
highest mountain?
first date conversations? Like, but what's your favorite level?
Yeah. Rock bottom.
So I dug. I just
So
kept
you
digging.
wanted to connect her favorite mountain to her favorite level.
Whoa.
You're
What I would say.
romantic, Bo.
Oh.
That
Mhm.
is a gesture, my friend.
Yeah, man.
I lost a lot of good men on that dig. A lot of cave-ins, a lot of dead canaries.
How many people died?
1,700.
Wow.
Whoa.
I am a lot of dead.
That's a lot of
There's a lot of fucking
dead.
people on that mountain, dude. Jesus
a lot, of,
Christ.
a lot of police officers are looking for you.
The people who live around Everest believed in my dream, and they go, well, that's what other way can get her back? So they dug. They dug at the kindness of their heart.
Wow.
And like I said, many died, and many families
Yeah.
sued, but we all had that one dream, and that dream for me to get Linda back.
And who else?
Oh, and the kids, I guess, but whatever. I don't care about them. This was for her. Selfishly, maybe I started for me. But I dug for her. I dug so far away. And I dug all night and day. I just kept digging away.
Wow. That was nice. That was
That was
actually
beautiful, Bo.
that was kind of a nice story. Before I get to questions for everybody else, once the 1700 started helping you, did you just kind of stop digging and kind of let them dig for you?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
as mermaid tradition states, once you get a group of people to help you, they need a good
Specifically,
leader.
1,700 of them.
Yeah.
Yes. You become a strong leader, and that's what they look
a good
forward
number.
to, right?
Okay.
So-
I was just curious.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Linda was mermaid, so sea level was perfect for her.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, that's so sweet.
that's very nice.
That actually ties into my question.
All right, Ash, take it away.
I was looking at the proposal that you had to give to the Everest committee before you're able to climb it. And it has you listed as executive supervisor, and it says remote right there. So in climbing to the top of Everest and then starting to dig from the top of Everest, did you actually supervise on site, or were you in a remote position until they had dug far enough that you could just rappel in? Because here at the end it says, breaking level with sea level, and that has your name there. So could you just clarify your locations during all of this?
Yes. So in the beginning, I did start on top because I'm what they call the boss's boss. I'm not your boss. I'm your friend, right? So I gave a helping hand. I started from the bottom or the top, really, and then eventually I got down there.
And now he's here.
Yeah.
Now he is here.
Mm.
Yeah.
So if you want
Sea
point to
level.
point, so the first few thousand feet, all me, baby. And then when the group started, coming towards me, I took a step back because, you're digging that much, you get tired. I needed a break. Hey, I'm half human. I need a break now and then,
Right.
And-
makes
Yeah,
sense.
So-
like I have just a really quick question, and you can sustain this if you want to. It's more
Oh,
of a statement rather than a question. But the whole team's not fucking here, aren't they?
Well, they
The
were there.
whole
They
team's-
died.
The whole team's not
They
here.
died. They died.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But they knew what they get into, right? When you join the army, you know what you sign up for. When you join Espinosa on a
Oh,
day,
you had military clearance. Oh, okay.
no. I'm just saying. I'm saying it like military experience. You know, you join the army. You know, you don't expect war to break out. Well, guess what happened? War break out. You know, avalanche
War were
happens.
declared.
Cave-ins happen.
Your own personal love war.
Oh, I hope you're telling
Because
the truth.
love is a war, you know?
Mermaids are going to be real pissed off if you've been lying about any of this when they listen
I heard
to
that
this.
love was a battlefield.
Oh.
Yeah. Battlefield, war.
Yeah. What is it even good for?
Yeah.
Nice.
Digging holes.
Yeah, Ash liked that one.
Now, on the topic of digging holes, could,
dig it.
Zach, you got a question?
okay,
You got a question?
Yeah,
I didn't even finish the fucking word. You got a question, bro?
yeah, I got
You
questions.
got a
All
question.
right.
I find myself in a situation where I need to dig several holes across my property, and I was wondering,
Go for
based on your experience here, if there was any specific equipment that you would recommend, and if you could be
1,700 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did you equip those 1,700 people with? I would like specific brand names and models.
Yeah.
I apologize for laughing during this serious moment. I take that back.
No,
I'm
it
so sorry.
really. So, you know what? The best tool for digging is, right? Shovel. You know what's better than a shovel? 2 shovels for each hand. So what it is, it's a patent pending invention I made where you strap shovels to your hands. So you're digging like an animal, imagine like digging with your hands, but you're not because you have shovel hands.
Okay, like Wolverine, but if it was shovels.
100%. You see, you get it. So we just kept, and you just go straight down, go dig.
And you just go beast mode.
Can I make a suggestion for your name if you haven't named him yet? Mr.
go ahead.
Mr. Edward Shovelhands.
That sounds great.
Hey, we'll have my lawyers talk to your lawyers. We'll get you some credit on the when the patent proves. Okay.
I appreciate that. That's why I'm
Maybe,
here.
yeah.
How many shovels did you go through, or do you have like adamantine shovels?
Oh no, we went through hundreds of thousands of shovels.
They were made of
Because
tinfoil.
I'm very cheap, so they break easily.
They were all from Harbor Freight.
Yes.
Sorry, Harbor
Amazing.
Freight. That was
Amazing.
a fucking. You just caught a stray. I'm sorry.
You just got Evan.
You've been dumped on.
Are you
Who's
wrong?
Oh man.
It's
Questions.
not cheap.
All right.
It's affordable.
I have a question.
It's true. All right, Andrew, ask away.
So, Bo, I read your book that you wrote about this. I'm really sad that there wasn't any video of this, but I know that, as you said many times in interviews, that cameras don't work on mountains, and I believe that.
Actual.
But I did read your book that you wrote. The New York Times worst seller, Down to Earth, an ex-husband's story of redemption and digging a giant fucking hole. I thought that was a riveting book. I don't know if it was good, but it was definitely riveting.
Title too long,
But-
you know.
Yeah, a little wordy, but well, just like the book. But my question for you is, what was the critical reception that you got from the book personally? And I know it got you a lot of money. So what were some of the highlights and lowlights of being famous after that?
So this is my first interview in 10 years when this happened. I couldn't show my face publicly or be in any interviews. You ever heard of the name Steve Bartman? He was a guy who he caught the foul ball out of the Cubs game, and they blame him for the loss of the World Series. So yeah, fact check him.
Yes.
That's pretty much what it did. I went hidden in shame.
Did you hide in the hole?
No, you have a bit of a smarter idea if I did that.
You were already there, man. I mean,
I decided to go to. I went to Mount Kilimanjaro instead. I just went to a different mountain.
Okay.
And I lived on that mountain for a few years. I became a hermit. I was scared. I never got her back, and so everything.
Oh,
I
you didn't?
No.
Yeah, that's one thing the book didn't cover. It just kind of ended.
I left that open ending. I wanted you guys to believe, I'll let you choose the ending of it. But I'm gonna be on the record show
Choose
now.
your own adventure story.
It didn't work out.
Okay. Would you consider that a low light?
I consider the whole thing a low light.
Okay.
you didn't catch that, Andrew, in the book, the dedicated page. It says dedicated to Linda.
It was actually not. It was just dedicated to himself. It was really weird. He was just like, "This is for me," and I did this for me.
Because I was a dreamer, right? I went out and I dreamed big, but I think I dreamed a little too big. And now
you did it though.
I did it, but
you just didn't get the result that you wanted.
You turned Mount Everest into an active volcano, essentially. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I say at the end, what was the point of all this? And now I'm just here to tell my story.
And what a story it was, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And my buff forearms.
I'm so fucking ripped. You should see my upper body. It is swole.
Still, 10 years later, dude, you're still fucking.
Well,
That's
I've
impressive.
actually, after all this, I have become addicted to digging. Everywhere I go, I'm not allowed in Lowe's or Home Depots anymore because I will raid the shovels and just start
Right.
digging.
He just runs to the garden section and just fucks everything up.
They're like, he's in here. Go get him. Security.
Like you'll see my photo on
Get that
it, like,
mermaid.
do not sell this man a shovel.
No mermaids.
It's for both their good and my good.
You're just standing up there at self-checkout, scratch your neck. Come on, man. Just give me
Just
one,
give me
man.
a shovel, man.
Just give me a man.
Just let me
I don't even
smell
take a
it. Just let me
trowel. Like I
smell
don't
it,
even need a
man.
full one.
I'm outside. I wait outside. People
Give me some
checking-
spoons.
I see people check out the shovel. I'm like, hey man, you need some digging? I
Trying to get some secondhand shovel.
I could dig for you. Just
Spoons or tiny shovels?
Oh, she's got a point, dude. Go get some spoons, Bo.
Wow. Yeah.
Don't feed into his dick, Bo. I'm so sorry for this.
Oh, I just want to see him keep digging. You know, he's passionate about it, and I like to see my
Just
friends
keep
succeed
digging.
in their
Just keep
passions.
digging.
Like,
You know my favorite? Was it a cereal? Was it Diggum? Yeah.
Diggums.
oh,
Yeah.
fucking sugar smacks,
That
dude.
frog.
Yeah.
Also, stay
Oh.
tuned for my next YouTube series, Vlogging and Logging on Everest. We're gonna poop on every single stop on Everest.
The world's biggest toilet.
It's
The
perfect.
ultimate throne.
Oh, I love it.
Great story, Bo. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad we got you on the pod. I know it's very hard to book you.
Then we're going to move on to the last presentation by Andrew. And,
I think Andrew wrote the last one.
oh, yeah, who do you guys
Yes,
think
Andrew
wrote-
did this.
I think Andrew
did
wrote the last one.
Okay. I just thought for second round, these prompts would lead to ridiculous stories. Andrew, if you are ready, sir,
I'm ready.
I want you to take us home, okay?
Country roads.
And I want you to tell us, because this is going to be fantastic, tell us about the Magna Carta.
The Magna Carta. Oh, man. Where to start?
I just want to let you know real quick, I love you, and I'm going to be laughing my ass off at you this entire time, okay?
Where to start about the Magna Carta? It's widely debated throughout time what the Magna Carta actually was, because it took on a different name. It was stolen by some shit in history or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's actually, that's not actually where it came from. The original Magna Carta was in the early 1200s.
1200s, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
1200s, yeah. 1200 BC.
oh goodness.
Long fucking time ago. Long fucking time
That
ago.
stands for before Carta.
Yeah, before Carta. That's literally the term. Thank you, Evan, for
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah,
little
dude.
nugget
I'm
of
here.
information on there.
I'm here to help.
So the original Magna Carta was not a treaty or whatever the fuck it is now. It is it was actually a giant magnet that some guy named Billy put into a giant cart,
Oh.
and he found it on the side of the road once, and he was like, "What is this? Why is all my shit sticking to it?" This and he saw the fucking money, like he's I got this.
Mm.
So he built a cart that was not made out of metal. It was made of wood. He put it in the back of it, and the Magna Carta was the name of the magnet in his Carta. And he would take it around to towns and laugh as a bunch of people's, stuff got stuck to it. And they would be like, "Oh, I can't get my stuff off of here." And he's like, "Oh. And then he would just leave, and he would steal all their money. Because it was like all their worldly possessions were sticking to the Magna Carta, and he robbed everyone blind. He was a fucking asshole. His name was
Wow.
Billy.
Mm.
What was his name? I didn't hear his name. What was his name?
His name was Billy.
Oh, okay.
What was his last name?
Billy.
That fucking Billy
Carta.
squared, dude. Classic Billy,
Billy.
squared.
Billy, there was a song that people used to sing when he would come to town, and they knew they were going to be robbed blind. Evan, actually, I know you know the song. Could you sing us a little jingle?
Yeah, man, I'll do it for you. Billy, gonna grind, and Billy, thanks,
That was
guys.
it.
Thank you,
It
guys.
was really, it didn't make any sense.
Yes.
And it told nothing of the story that they were about to be robbed blind, but everyone knew
Yeah,
from
it
that
was,
tale.
It
from
was
that
to
little jingle.
distract, really. It was just
It
kind of
was really
like
to distract.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but eventually, Billy he got Magna Carta'd himself. When he finally got enough money to be rich, he got his teeth replaced by a dentist who used iron,
Oh no.
And unfortunately, he didn't think about it. He was too busy thinking about his money, and he was giggling a little bit because he was about to go on another Magna Carta road trip through another town. And he got too close to the Magna Carta, and he got walloped against the side. He got pancaked into it, and he eventually succumbed to his injuries because no one wanted to help him.
Wow. This is a story about greed, really, is what
It's
it sounds
about
like.
greed and loss and magnets, and it's very it's a very sticky tale.
Wow.
Do you give any credence to the people who think that this was actually witchcraft and not a magnet?
I do not. Those people are crazy.
That's really good to know.
Fuck them.
Okay. All right. We got anyone bursting at the seams to ask some more questions? If not, we
Yeah,
can go.
I have a question.
Ash, get it, dude.
How was Billy able to get the stuff off of the Magna Carta when the townspeople could not do it? Was
he would just the magnet, it was very strong, and so like the people back then, everyone knew back then, as everyone knows, theme of this podcast, back then in 1200 whatever the fuck I said,
BC?
people weren't strong. But Billy was one of the only people who learned what push-ups were. He actually invented them. He thought he did. He didn't. But he told people he did. He was an asshole. So he was able to pull some of this stuff off. But there was a section of the Magna Carta that had a bunch of shit on there that even he couldn't pull off. But he called that the Forbidden Zone, and he never went to that side of the magnet.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. All right. Bo or Zach, you guys got any questions for Andrew?
What are some of the modern? What are some of the sort of aspects of modern life that we can thank the Magna Carta for?
Magnets.
Oh, thank you, Magna Carta. Every time I need to use a magnet.
Is that it?
That's it. It's magnets.
Not
Just magnets?
just magnets,
That's it.
not corporate greed.
Nothing else.
Okay.
All right.
Every magnet you've ever used is a it's not from the original Magna Carta, but it's related to it, like
Right.
second cousin or
They're
whatever.
like
But
trying
yeah,
to
magnets.
make it like it's
Short answer.
the OG MC.
Yeah, no one will ever beat the original MC,
Right.
BC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bo. You got the last question, my friend.
Well, that's a shame because I don't have any questions. Evan, I would like you to ask a question on my behalf, please.
Oh, okay. Instead of doing that, while you were going on your lecture, Andrew, I created a picture. Actually, I tracked down a picture of the Magna Carta just to try to figure this out. So I understand that this is not a video podcast or anything like that. So for the listeners, it's not about you seeing the image. It's about hearing the reactions from everybody else as I send this into the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and send this right now to you guys. And I actually found a photo of the Magna Carta.
Wow. Yes.
That's
That is a cart with a giant magnet in it. Indeed, that's what it is.
I even
Yeah.
put
Yeah,
Billy,
it was held at the Smithsonian for a while, and it was probably their most visited exhibit for probably about 2022 years.
I thought you were gonna say like 6 days.
No, it was a huge. Well, it's because everyone has iPhones, so it actually, when you walk in the building, you would just be drawn to it, like against your will. So they were, it just happened. But in 2023, Halley's Comet came by, and it's unfortunately it's very magnetic, and it just like went through the roof, and now Billy and the magnet are flying through space.
Who's still alive?
Never to be seen again, or in however many years until that thing comes back. You can wave at it when it goes by, but it's never going to come back. Billy's been dead for a while, but his teeth were still stuck to it.
Oh, right.
Right. Man, I think out of all this, you just got to realize, don't get iron teeth, man, because magnets are still real.
Yeah. How do they work? Like that.
Yeah, you get
Teeth.
fucked. All right, guys. How
All right.
do we decide a winner for this?
That's your job, buddy. That's why we hired you.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we get individual awards for certain things?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fun. I like that. Okay. How about this? I will give an award for the ability to bring in as many big topics as possible into one story. And I'm going to give that award to Bo, because I do believe your mermaid story, you brought in religion. I believe you brought in, I want to say, the military as well. I think there was a theme.
Military history. All of
Yeah,
the major
yeah, a whole
battles
bunch
of
of it.
military
Yeah,
history.
Yeah.
You
A lot
brought
of it.
in a lot of so I'm going to give you the award, the Overarcher Award is what I'm going to give for you.
I accept this award
Who
with
do you want to
honor
thank?
and respect. I want to thank Linda.
Take me back, babe.
Please, we did it, babe. Come home.
This is all for this. It wasn't for the. It was the whole wasn't for this. This award was for that.
Let's see. I'm gonna give the ridiculous award to Andrew because all his prompts were absolutely ridiculous. I will actually.
Do you want to read them to them?
Yeah,
The other ones are great too.
I'll read you
I
the
want to know
ones.
what all of the ones
Oh yeah,
were.
Bo, tell us your list first before Andrew does it. Bo, tell us what your list was.
My list consists of hitting a birdie with golf, drunk cigarettes, lemon pepper chicken wings, Zin, and last but not least, loads.
And by the way, you did not send it plural. You just sent me drunk cigarette. I wasn't sure what that was. And,
You ever had a drunk cigarette? It's amazing.
well, yeah,
Oh, beautiful.
I didn't know if there was something
Been there,
else to
done
it.
that, man.
But drunk cigarette. I get it, man.
We had Zach, do you want to tell him our contingency?
Oh yeah. Well, so before this, I knew that Bo was going to have loads on his list. If you ask Bo to put together a list of 5 things, it's 100% chance that it's going to be loads.
You know,
And
so
so
loads
I-
was the last one, and I almost didn't put loads. I'm like, wait a minute, loads. What am I thinking? Because I couldn't think of a fifth random thing. I'm like,
You couldn't think of 5 things.
yeah, how much I struggle. I texted Zach. I struggled with this because I was scared of not doing it wrong.
And so my thought was, if Bo says loads and I have to do it, I am going to make something up about lading and transporting loads of cargo and
Like weight limits and in industrial spaces
Well, I
and
apologize.
regulations.
That sounds way more boring than actual loads.
Yeah, I apologize, Zach. I could have set you up with that one, man.
It's a punishment for Bo. All right. Andrew, your ridiculous award. Please tell us your ridiculous topics.
Well, you did 3 of them.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
read the
So
2 that
you-
weren't used.
You know that those ones. My
Just
last
say,
2 that were not
say all of
used.
them again. Just all together.
Okay. So the ones that were used were a horse with a human nose, human anxieties, and human responsibilities.
Mr. Ed.
Yes. A road trip to take a shit in the bathroom at every Long John Silver's in North America.
I still like to call it Ash shits a lot.
Oh yeah, Ash. What was it? Ash called? What was it called again?
What did you say?
I said it.
Okay.
It's the
log
shit-ash-a-thon.
log?
Yes, you did.
Listen
It was a long
back
time
if you
ago.
want the
It's
answer.
the shit-ash-a-thon.
Shit
Yeah,
Ash
yeah,
yeah.
Don't have to listen
The
back.
next one was digging a hole straight down from the top of Mount Everest all the way down to sea level to impress my ex-wife, to hopefully get her and the kids back in my life. I'm so sorry, Linda. Please come back. The next one was a 1997 Toyota Tercel filled with flu-ridden bees who can kind of speak Spanish.
Bees?
Jesus Christ.
Bees.
And my last one, it was 2 words, says murder grandpa.
Oh,
Which is crazy
nice.
because you can interpret that as like a grandpa who murders. If there was a
Or
comma
a
in
grandpa
there,
who
it's
was murdered.
like, yeah, like, or like someone telling someone like murder grandpa. Like, who should I murder?
Oh.
Yeah.
A
There's
hit,
a lot of options.
yeah.
So those are my 5.
I'm afraid to be anywhere near your brain.
I know, it's fucked up. It's fucked up in there, man.
For a man with no thoughts, you come up with some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Zach?
that's where they come out eventually, and that's them.
Zach, I will give you the Diction Award because throughout this whole, you really fucking reach in there and you pull out these words that make me
$10
feel
words.
like an idiot. And I appreciate that about you because it keeps me humble and keeps me wanting to grow. So thank you for that. And you get the Diction Award. Now, if
You
you'd
I'll
did
like
take
say a lot of words where I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
if you'd like to read your list as well when you're done accepting your award.
Yeah, give us your speech.
Thank
you like to thank?
I spent many years in academia, and this is what it gave me. And
Disappointing, but go on.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Money well spent.
For this podcast.
Yep. My list was the history of grocery stores and medieval siege equipment, as we're done. And then I also had lamps, the moon, and George Lucas's changes to the Star Wars original trilogy.
Oh, I love that. Evan's never seen Star Wars though, so I don't know if he was going to pick that.
I would have if we had more time. I know that would have made for more, but I knew that second round was probably going to be the last, so that's why I leaned into more of like the silly prompts just to really
It's
spark
pretty
it up.
Yeah, it was good.
Pretty
It was good.
silly.
All right, Ash, I'm going to give you the transition award. And that's because of your ability, like I said earlier, that I didn't want to forget to talk about the history of grocery stores and somehow contribute it to global warming. And you had the ability to really tie things together today. And I don't want to take anything away from your shit stories. And I mean that quite literal. You know, I'm not trying to diss your stories. But the grocery store one really had me, and how you tied that all together. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you would like to give your
I got to
award.
thank my Patreon subscribers. I got to thank the good people of Cockney, England. And,
Oi there, mate.
And I got to, I'm going to throw it up for myself because I'm cool.
Dude, I'll give it up, man. I'll fucking give it up over here. Let's go. Want to read off yours?
Was the Bay of Pigs, cheese, mermaids, the Magna Carta, and the bones in the foot.
Why do the ones just single words make me laugh? Cheese, like
also
lamps.
Another mistake that almost happened on my part when I copied and pasted it over into notes. It pasted those two together, so it said cheese mermaids, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but I don't know a lot of stuff. So.
And finally, I would like to give Evan the Hostess with the Mostess Award for being a wonderfully gracious host. Thank you so much,
Evan. Can never use those again because it's now Evan.
Thank you guys so much.
This is horseshit.
We've been doing this for like an hour and a half, and this entire time, I had no idea what was going on. And so I'm just happy to make it to the end and that I didn't fucking completely ruin this. So thank you guys so much.
You did great. You did fantastic. I hope you had a good job. Hope you had a good time. And also you did a good job was what I was trying to say.
Those words. Zach,
take us out.
All right. Thanks for listening to the I Know a Guy, World's Greatest Expert improv game episode 80 of Get Dumped On and Info Dump.
Dude, we're almost at 100
podcast. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something
crazy.
crazy for episode 100.
That's nuts.
We should fly Evan out. We should do like an in-person one. We should like fly people out. That would be ideal.
Yeah, we should do something crazy.
What's in 20 weeks? Oh, sorry. No. We'll discuss it
Let's
after.
not plan it live on the podcast.
Let's plan it live right fucking now.
Live
Everyone
on
pull
the
up Google
podcast.
Flights.
Cut this out. Cut this out. Cut this out.
So I don't like
Everyone,
flying
pull a
super
Jorge.
early in the
Go
morning
look at
for
flights. Go
whoever's
look at
buying
a
my
schedule.
ticket.
All
Zach.
right. So thank you for listening. I have been Zach. I have been joined by my lovely, wonderful, regular cast members. Everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And say your names
see
also. To remind the people who we've been.
Goodbye, Evan.
Oh,
Goodbye, Evan. I'll see you later.
Goodbye, Evan.
bye, guys.
All right, that didn't go the way I thought it would. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you like this episode, please let us know. Send us a message. Send us an email. You can find us on social media at Get Dumped On Podcast. We're on Instagram and TikTok. You can find us on Reddit. You can send us an email, getdumpedonpodcast@gmail.com. And tell your friends.
We should start a Discord.
Review us on iTunes. Review us on.
Discord's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we should start a Discord.
Let's keep planning stuff.
Yeah, let's keep playing stuff live on the air, and then people will be like, "Why hasn't this been implemented?" And they'll be like, because I said it and then
doing
forgot.
Tomorrow? Yeah. What's up
No, you guys want to get lunch or something?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Everyone.
I'm gonna do an
Bye.
Ash
Bye. Bye.
motorboat.
Bye.
See you next week. I love you.
There you
Bye.
Ash and Zach are super smart. They went to college and learned a bunch of stuff. And Bo and Andrew didn't go to college because that's just the way life goes sometimes. What happens when you put them together and you try to make them learn? Grab your friends, let's listen together on Get Dumped On an Info Dump Podcast.
Also, please, none of this was actually true. Please don't think that any of this is true. I love you. Okay, bye.
I'm a mermaid.
Just exits with "I'm a mermaid."